You mentioned there earlier how close Dan was potentially to coming on last week. You talked at the start of the season about some of these players need to feel the gap to the Premier League. Does that suggest that you feel that Dan is close to being involved in the scene what you need to see from the Lions?
I think he trains really well, and is still really involved and committed in the process. And until you play, you don't know. So for me, I'm always positive with that because I used to work with young players all my life, I think, and it's always the case, and they can surprise us. So if the foundations are good, they are talented, they work hard, they just need opportunities, and after that the competition is running, and probably in his position he has the best just in front of him, and which is positive for him and for the squad. It just has to wait a bit.
Is it in the back of your mind, I know it's still a little way off yet, that you need these players to have a bit of experience on the African Cup of Nations rather than throwing them in at the deep end, if you like?
Yeah, we'll need the full squad. So we are taking care about everyone because we know that at the end of the season, every contribution will be really important, and especially for this period because we know that we'll probably lose 5, 6 or 7 players.
How difficult a decision do you have with Dan this weekend? Because only a few weeks ago he would have seemed undroppable given the level of performance he was producing, but nobody's been excellent, hasn't he?
We are living a new experience and a new challenge, so it's obvious for everyone. And it's not difficult for me because we are talking about the best performance as possible. I'm making the right choice, I think, for this objective, and I try to explain when it's possible my decisions.
Trey Hugh was the one player from last season who's played every minute so far. Did you always know that he'd make the step to the Premier League without any problems?
It's still difficult for everyone, I think. I trust Trey, and it's always different for every player because the flow of the transfer window is unpredictable. So if we had the full squad from the beginning, maybe for some of them the story could have been different. We don't know, but he had the opportunity, played well. So now the momentum is positive for him, so he can keep his position.
Has he stepped up from last season? Have you seen an improvement in him from last season?
Yeah, probably. He was really strong last season, really consistent. I don't remember if he had a really bad performance. I don't think so. Maybe 1 or 2, but it wasn't during the final. So he was really consistent, so he just deserves to have this opportunity.
Enzo, you talked last season about how you saw Enzo at his best in central, but might he actually play most of his football off the left?
Yeah, we don't know. We started the pre-season like that with Noah, Habib and Enzo, and I think we didn't see the best version of Enzo at that minute. We spoke together. And so when Granit came in the squad, it was obvious that it was the best decision at that minute. And we had the conversation. It was tough, but it was clear and honest. And when the opportunities came off the left, because he used to play in this position before, it was easy for him. So sometimes we have one ideal idea in our mind, and maybe it's not the best. On the pitch, because it's just a theory, and the pitch will show something else. And maybe for this first part of the season, his best position, thinking about the connection with Granit, Noah, Ray, maybe could be on the left side.
Does Enzo have a preference?
Yeah, probably. You can ask him.
Obvious next question.
Yeah, you can ask him. I think his preference is to play and to win with the team.
I can imagine he's frustrated, not because of the position, but just because he's doing stop-start.
Yeah. But he knows that we trust him. He's really important for the squad. He's getting better day after day. I think his leadership and his technical level is really important for the squad. So now it's just a question of the journey, and he will play.
Brilliant, thank you.
Hi, Regis. Is Emery a coach that you know at all well? I mean, he was obviously in charge of PSG. I think you come across him in France. And at the time that he was in charge at PSG, could you have imagined going against him in the Premier League? You know, how life would...
Yeah, no, it's not easy to anticipate this situation. I don't know him personally, but we can say that one of the best coach in the world. His background is really impressive. In Spain, in France, in England. Sometimes he struggled, like I think everyone, but I think he's a really, really good coach. Yeah.
And going back to the Enzo question, is one kind of solution? I mean, you seem to have this really good positional interchanging at times, and Enzo can sort of drift, even if he starts ostensibly on the left, sort of drift in, and other players swap round. Is that something consciously that you think you'll develop over the season as the players form relationships and get to really know each other?
Yeah, it's a good point. I think we have two different sides. The right side is a bit more positional, and the left side, with the players we have, probably we can be a bit more versatile, a bit more unpredictable for the opponent, but still predictable for us. And we need different style of play. So if it's possible to manage the situation like that, being efficient in possession but efficient out of possession as well, just after the turnovers, for example, it could be a strong point for us. Yeah.